That looks a little bit venomous. I'm not a spider enthusiast, but that looks very much like a knoopie. I just can't see the cross on its belly. Lekker, good and welcome to the SA lawn. Yeah, and so in the final step of this renovation, I'm going to put that there on there. Simple as that. Yeah, and so if you didn't watch the previous steps of this renovation and you're not 100% sure what's going on here, in the previous video or steps, I took every single bit of equipment that I own, mowers, scarifiers, blowers, everything to scalp my Kikuyu down to absolute soil level. Now it's been a couple of days and you can see that the grass is starting to sprout again, and I need to get my medium, we'll talk about the medium now, onto this sucker so that I can start watering and start dominating once again. So I've got my wheelbarrow, I've got my spade, and I've got my top dress medium, and those are the things that I'll be using for this first step of this sand thingy application. Alright, so ideally I would have wanted obviously to aerate this lawn by method of pulling over a spike roller or core aerating here, but I must be honest, this lawn and the one here outside next to the road is probably the two lawns that I've got that is the least compacted, and I don't want to go through all the effort of going and renting the spike roller right now. So I might even spike roll it in the future when I do the Kentucky bluegrass or the renovation outside here, but for now I'm just going to leave it. I want to get my sand onto this grass here. So let's talk about the medium for a secchi. Yeah, and so right here I've got the lawn dressing that I got from Garden Organics, and if I get another phone call, Merrick, where do you buy your top dressing medium? I'm going to absolutely flip. Okay, I'm just kidding, I won't flip, you can still message me, but I get this from Garden Organics in Little Falls. So if you're in the Roodepoort area or in the Joburg area, this is where I get my stuff. I'm pretty sure you can get from Kultera and those type of places, and also you can obviously buy those 30 DM bags from Builders Warehouse with your lawn dressing. And I don't think they've got something similar to this, but what this is a lawn dressing, and as far as I know this is mainly topsoil, you know, our gewone boergrond, rooi, red soil stuff that we get here in Johannesburg mainly, mixed with some compost and horse manure, and I'm not sure if there's anything else. My dogs have eaten most of the organic stuff out of this heap over the last 3 days since it's been standing here. So guys, just a tip from my side, if you want to top dress your lawn and you're not sure what to use, if you want to level, you go with something without organic matter in it. Organic matter breaks down over time and it will probably make your leveling less effective. With that being said, organic matter obviously breaks down and feeds the lawn. So if you've got a lawn that's, I don't want to say patchy, but kind of, you know, nice in some areas but not so great in other areas, go for something with organic matter in it. Like those lawn dressings that you buy in the bags, guys, those things are filled with the most of them that I see. I can't say for certain the one that you're buying is like that, but the organic matter breaks down and feeds the lawn. Your lawn will greatly benefit from that. It's a great, you know, natural way to feed your lawn, and it really makes it pop. So gooi compost or gooi that lawn dressing, that stuff really makes your lawn pop. That's my tip, all right? So I've got something that's doing a little bit of both, mainly leveling but also feeding a little bit. If you want to be really technical, I would rather go for something that's got little to no organic matter in it, something like this, or even just topsoil or just sand, and then go with a good fertilizing plan. Get your lawn as flat as possible and fertilize often, or even add the organic stuff later. All right, guys, so firstly I'm going to go for the low areas. I'm going to target the low areas. I've got 1 or 2 spots here which is definitely lower than the rest of the lawn. I'm going to target them, fill them up first, and then the rest that's left over here I'm going to use as an evenly spread top dress over the rest of the lawn. Guys, so this is by far the biggest low area that I've got on this lawn, and I'm pretty sure they dug for the sewage to repair something there before I staged it, and I've improved it a lot, but I think this year I can really get it almost flat. As you can see, it never even scalped these areas properly like the rest of the lawn. Now obviously, because this is Kikuyu, you can go quite heavy at one single stage or one single application, because it almost always comes through. If you cover the blade, I'm not talking about 100 ml soil filler here, guys. I'm just talking about a 30 ml dress in this one specific area. Right, so the low area is treated. I've got there, well obviously there, that big one. There's the seam that I once had when I planted that Kentucky bluegrass there, and it just made a bit of a kind of like a seam there. So I just added a bit of soil there. I'm still going to come over here with my lawn leveler obviously, so I'm not too worried. Here was quite a big dip, so I tried to fill that up a bit. Here, removed the tree, that was a maple. I just figured that would be too much shade on my lawn, so I rather bit the bullet and took it out and replanted it somewhere. And also this area that my dog's damaging all the time, I've now filled back up because it does take some of the soil out. That very one lying there, every time someone walks by, he barks, woo, 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 comes, pees here, scratches here. Beautiful. Is it jy wat daai doen? Is it jy? Is it jy? He's very camera shy. Waar gaan jy? Waar gaan jy? Right, and so I'm ready to distribute the rest of my soil or sand or top soil onto the lawn. I started with just over a cubic meter, and I've used about 2 wheelbarrows, so I don't know with how much. I'm probably left with about a cube, which is not that heavy. On 180 to 200 squares, that's probably about a 5 or 6 mil top dress. So if you want to calculate, obviously, for each 100 square meters of lawn, a 10 mil, which is a heavy top dress, is a 1 cubic meter of medium. So if you want to go 5 mil, that's a half a cube. If you've got 200 squares and you want to do 10 mils, you're going to need 2 cubes. So this is just over a cube, so I should end up with about a 6 mil or a 7 mil top dress, which is fair. This lawn is not that uneven, and I've taken it basically down to soil level, so there's not a lot of grass for the soil to work its way down through onto the soil level. So it should be pretty seamless and pretty fast, hopefully. I always say this and then it ends up to be a massive job, like the scalping. All right. Right, I'm going to take a break for a while. One thing that is clearly noticeable is, and I'm actually happy about this, is that this stuff that I'm throwing down almost matches my existing soil spot on. It makes it difficult to see when you top dress. Only in the very heavy areas you can see it. I've put down quite a lot of soil already. I'm probably left with less than half, maybe a half, yeah. And you can't see it as much because it matches the soil. You still see the stalks poking through, but there's actually quite a lot of soil that I've put down. Right guys, the distribution done. Must be honest, I went a little bit light because I've probably got a third of my medium still left there. So I would have liked to have just a little bit left for space in the areas that I feel need some more. It's hard to actually see. Like I say, the color of the sand or top dress medium that I put down is more or less the same as the soil. So it doesn't look very thick or dramatic. But what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take this Kikuyu Guru lawn leveler right here. If you do not know what that is, I have made an unboxing video of that. Honestly, if you're thinking about top dressing 1 or 2 times a year, get yourself a lawn leveler. That thing brings out the most value to your top dress medium that you can ever think of. So what it does is it takes sand on the high areas and work its way work them all down into the low areas so that you have flat and smooth lawn. So let's have a crack with that thing. Let's see if I can come up with some good results. Probably a little bit light to have that nice dragging effect of the soil, but let's see how it goes. So 1 or 2 things that I love about this thing is it obviously drags the sand into all the low areas where you want the sand. It's not evenly distributed, it actually takes them into the dips. And the second thing is, like this medium is clumped up, so this is mainly compost, this will break down. But all the soil clumps and stones, you can also move to the side with this thing because it also pushes, it doesn't break down as it goes along, kind of just pushes it off the lawn, so I love that. Just check how flat you can get this area, guys. It is absolutely insane. So you'll see it pushes a clump of sand in the front there and it makes this area completely flat. Alright, so there's dead set some areas that need some more sand. Some of these low areas are just swallowing up too much sand. Like there, I didn't have enough to fill this low area. It's definitely a dip there. You can see the grass is longer, so the mower didn't cut as deep there. That's clear indication of a low spot. 1 or 2 areas right there. So I'll just take my wheelbarrow, 1 or 2 wheelbarrows, maybe with the remainder of the sand, and fill those up and drag it again to get it nice, flat and level. To be 100% honest with you, if you've got enough sand, if you've got like 10 mils worth of sand, let's say a cube per 100 square meters, then you could go with just adding piles onto the lawn, especially if you've got a lawn leveler like this one right here, because it makes light work of quite a labor intensive, demanding application like this top dress. So yeah, I've added in all of the lower areas, I've added the last bit of the sand. I've got one wheelbarrow left, which I'll use closer to the camera there. But I think I've got all the lower areas. So I'm going to drag this over all the lower areas and just try and get all those dips smoothed out. I've added a huge amount of extra sand here. This is probably going to take some time to get through this area and that one there on top. But just far too slopey for my liking, and it created that real join, and I didn't like that. So I'm going to try and smooth it out now. Alright, and so that wraps up this video. Looking awesome. Really turned out very nice. Obviously got to water in these areas. I'm going to turn on the sprinklers now for quite a while, probably about an hour or so, to get all of this watered in. The nice thing that I've done here is I've kept some leftover soil. I should have probably gone with another half a cube. It would have probably been the best thing to do. I think this was maybe a little bit short. However, I nailed all the low areas. This area that my dog keeps digging out, problem area, I've really leveled here. Those trouble areas there at the back. And guys, let me tell you, if you want a proper lawn, it starts with a renovation. It starts with top dressing. It starts with the hard work. Honestly, instead of rushing and hating yourself for the things you do in your yard, take your time, learn to enjoy the things that you do out here. Honestly, labor in South Africa is fairly cheap. I know everything is expensive, but get guys to help you. I don't get guys to help because you guys comment and tell me I'm lazy and I don't introduce the guys on their names and things, so I do it myself. But get guys to help you. Learn to enjoy the stuff that you do out in your yard. That's more important, guys. That's the way, that's how you improve it. With top dress, with a scalp, with tender loving care. That's how you do it. Guys, so that's going to wrap up my renovation for 2022-2023 growing season. Like I say, I've neglected to spike roll or core aerate this lawn. Probably when I get a spike roller in the next month or two, I'll probably come over here and just give it an aeration just for the heck of it while I've got the spike roller. It would have been ideal. I'm not going to take that away. It would have been ideal to do it right now before I put the medium down, so that all this nutrients and all this fresh soil finds its way down into the soil level. So I've got 1 or 2 spades left. I'm probably going to just store that in my wheelbarrow right there, because my dog's probably going to come and ruin 1 or 2 areas, and then I'll have something similar to obviously fill into those areas. Guys, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this series, please like, please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and I will see you in the next video. Cheers for now. Bye-bye.